Hello students, welcome to second year commerce class. We are in the lesson banking services, third unit. Okay, for the past two classes we have been discussing this because it is a very lengthy topic and very important one, interesting one also. I have told you that the functions of any bank are divided into two categories. One is primary functions, second is secondary functions. As part of primary functions, again we have discussed two categories: accepting deposits, advancing the loans. What are the various forms of deposits a bank accepts, and what are the various forms of loans it advances to its customers? We have discussed in detailed manner in the previous two classes. Today we are going to discuss about secondary functions. What are secondary functions? Many a times, even last year also during the personal interaction, I have told you that the phenomena of working of various business organizations has taken a new mode, has changed a lot according to the expectations of the customers. You have to provide various additional services, otherwise you cannot survive in this competitive market. One small example I will give you. Two decades ago, maybe 15-20 years back, when you were talking about schools and colleges, there was no residential system, there was no like study hours. Simply teaching was enough. So the students used to go home and they used to study on their own, write the examinations. Yearly only 3 exams, quarterly, half yearly, annual, that's all. Students used to get with very good marks and they used to have some knowledge. They used to work hard. But in the recent times, what happened? All the schools and colleges have made it habituated for the student that the student will be made to learn everything in the college. Apart from teaching the subject, they have started conducting study hours. So what do you mean by study hours? Tuition also again, that means extra classes, write the examination, make the student by heart over here. Means every responsibility of the student is taken by the college or the school. So because parents are expecting like that. Suppose if you say that we conduct only CEC classes from 8:30 to 12:30, half day college, means parents will not join their ward into that college. They think that students will come home by 12:30 and in the afternoon they will be wasting their time. So they can't study. So they want a college where everything related to student is to be taken care by the college itself. So that's how it has given scope for residential, semi-residential, then residential system. So nowadays for kids, parents don't want to take the studies responsibility. It is a responsibility of the college. So slowly what happened? First is college regular teaching, then study hours, then it went on extra classes, then every day writing the examination. The student has to by heart and tell the answer that day only. Weekend exams, okay. Like that continuously student is ready to write the examination. That is, preparation is done in the college itself. The other day I was telling you, even we are providing transportation. For annual exams also students cannot go on their own. So the colleges are providing service that they will come to the localities of the students and they will pick and drop at the center. Various corporate colleges, Sri Chaitanya, Narayana, Sri Gayatri, are doing this for their publicity stunt. So these are the extra services. Why the colleges are providing? Because the parents are expecting. So what is the primary function of the college? To teach. But secondary, transportation, study hours, residential system, making the student by hearting the answers in the college premises itself, all these are taken care by colleges. Similarly, why I am giving all this is, you need to understand why we need to extend our services. Similarly, banks also initially were performing only two functions. Their main function was to accept deposits and provide loans. That was their duty. But The customers are not satisfied with that. Today, being a bank customer, you are expecting more than that. Simply if the bank accepts deposits and when it provides loan whenever you require, you may not term the bank as a very good one. You expect more services. Like it should have so many ATM centers, etc., etc. So, the additional services provided by the banks in order to satisfy customers, not at free of cost. Remember, every service done by the banker is charged. You have to pay for that. So, the bankers are providing additional services by satisfying the customers and collecting the charges. So, it both ways is beneficially. That is one way customers are satisfied, they are getting some additional service. The other way bank is getting the income. Okay. So, what are the additional services? They are called as secondary functions. So, what are the additional services, additional functions performed by the banking is again categorized into two: agency services. The second is general utility services. First one is agency services, second is general utility services. Agency services. What is agency? In the stock exchange itself, we have discussed about agent. Who is the agent? The person who acts as middleman between two parties is called as agent. When it is a organization, we call it as agency. When that agent work is done by the firm, that is called as agency. Consultancy, you will be learning or hearing these words. Single person, agent. So, group of persons working that activities of agent is called as agency. So, what the agency will do? It will provide certain services which are required by the customers, and for their services they will charge. So, here banks also will perform as agent between two parties. In what way it is between two parties? In what way the bank is acting as agent? Very simple. Suppose a parent has to pay me fee to this college. So, as on a particular day, the parent promised that in the month of October 25th, I will pay the money. So, he has given me the check of 10,000 rupees. So, in the month of October, that money is to be collected. Now, on the particular date, I cannot go to the parent's home and collect that money. I may not have the time because I am busy in teaching. So, I have received that check. So, what I will do? I will send that check to bank, my bank. Maybe Andhra Bank, Santosh Nagar branch, or opposite we have got Telangana Cooperative Bank. So, I will send that check to this bank. Then what the banker will do? He will collect that money from the parent on behalf of me. The parent has to pay me money. He has to pay Sri Medhavi Junior College. But Sri Medhavi Junior College does not have time to reach the parent on a particular date and collect the money. He has given some document. The parent has given some document. He promised to pay money as on a particular date. But on that date, Sri Medhavi staff cannot go to the customer's home and collect the money. So what we do? We entrust that job. We give that task to our banker. Because we have got account in the opposite bank. So immediately what we do? We send this check to that bank. So banker will understand it. Okay, it's very simple. Yes, on particular day from so and so person, money is to be collected. So the banker will take all the responsibility. He will call upon the customer, he will show the document, he will collect the money and he will deposit into our account. Later on we can withdraw. So here what the banker is doing? The work what we had to do is done by our banker. पेरेंट्स से पैसे कलेक्ट करने का जिम्मेदारी ड्यूटी अपना था. अपन क्या करें? वो काम किसको दिए? बैंक वाले को दिए. सो अपनी तरफ से बैंक वाला पैसे वसूल करके रख दिया. द सेम वे इट विल मेक द पेमेंट्स आल्सो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई हैव टू पे माई कार लोन. क्लियर? सो एवरी मंथ आई कैनॉट गो टू दैट ऑटोमोटिव शोरूम. Every month say I have to pay 15,000 rupees installment towards something. Every month By withdrawing money from the bank, I cannot go to that office. So what I will do? I will instruct my banker to pay every month 15,000 to so and so firm. Some ex showroom, you pay 15,000 every month. I will write down the check and I will hand over it to bank. So without my intervention, without giving any trouble to me, the bank will make all the payments on behalf of me. Okay. So this is what called as agency services. Means banker being the middleman, being the agent between the customer and the other people, other firms, whatever the activities he performs, whatever the functions he performs are called as agency services. So first one, collection and payment of credit instruments. Collection and payment of credit instruments means whatever the money you had to receive from your customers. Credit instrument means promissory note, post dated check, PDC, or a bill. Just in the previous class I have explained what is bills of exchange. Okay, so that bills of exchange means many people they write down the document. For example, I have purchased some land at a particular place. I had to pay 2 lakhs rupees. Right now I do not have. So what I will write the promise to the owner that the due of 2 lakhs I will pay in the month of November. Like that I will give the document to that owner. Then I will register that land on my name. Now I have got due of rupees 2 lakhs to that person for which I have written the document. So that is a credit instrument. Now what happens? After 2 months, that owner has to collect 2 lakhs from me. So now you see, in such a case, the owner will not approach me directly. He can give the document to his bank. So bank will call upon me. He will say that Mr. Madhusudan, on 8th of October, you have written a document to so and so person X of some Charminar. You have promised that you will pay 2 lakhs rupees in the month of November. Now due date is so and so 8th November. So please come and pay. So I have to go to the bank and I will pay the money. Now that money will be withdrawn by the real owner, that is the account holder. So whatever the money we have to receive, that will be collected by the bank. Whatever the money we have to pay, that is also paid. But this service is given only to the account holder. Okay, very rare for the normal people. So generally bankers provide more and more services to the account holders only. For other people they charge high or sometimes they deny the services. Okay. So collection and payment of credit instruments. Credit instrument is nothing but a document which was written by a debtor to his creditor, promising that the money will be paid at a later date. That includes promissory note, post dated check and bill. What is a post dated check? For example, this Sri Medavi college is due to me some salary. So actually they have to pay in this month. So our management may say that they do not have cash. So what they can do is they write the date of November, 8th November 2020. Actually this is October. So they are writing the date of November and they have drawn a check. Pay Madhusudan some 20,000. So this check is there with me. So on 8th November I have to collect money from this college. That means from this management. Then what I will do? I will deposit this check into my bank. Say for example, I have got my bank account in Koti Andhra Bank. So simply I will send this check on 7th or 8th November to my bank. Then what happens? My bank will call upon these people. So whoever has signed here, they inform this person that you have written a check in the month of October, posting the date on 8th November. So 20,000 rupees is due from you. So please make the payment. So automatically this check will come from my bank to this college bank. Maybe this college bank is opposite, Telangana Cooperative Bank. So when this check comes from Koti Andhra Bank to Santosh Nagar Telangana Gramina Bank, so money will be credited to my account. So what happened here? Actually, I had to collect the money. Now on behalf of me, my bank is collecting. So this is called credit instrument. Not only just post-dated check. Post-dated check means writing the future date on the check. That is called post-dated check. So many times while purchasing the commodities on installment basis or taking any loan, we give these PDCs. Then bill, in the previous class itself we have discussed it. Promissory note, you know that. That means when we write something as promise, that becomes a promissory note. When I write a letter, promissory note to Mr. X, saying that Mr. X, I will pay rupees 1 lakh rupees after 1 month from the date because I have taken along with so and so interest. When I write that, when I promise, it becomes a promissory note. So after 1 month I have to pay. So that person to whom I have given the check, I have given the promissory note, Mr. X will send that note to bank and bank will collect money from me after 1 month. So like that, it is called collection and payment of credit instruments. Next, purchase and sale of securities. Already we have learnt this. Securities means shares and debentures. So banks will purchase and sell securities also on behalf of customers. For example, you have got certain shares. Sometimes you do not have the idea to go to stock exchange. So you hand over your shares to any commercial bank on behalf of you. They will approach some stockbroker. They will sell the shares and will deposit the money into your account. If you want to buy shares, that also you inform on behalf of you. Your bank will be purchasing the shares. Next, collection of dividend on shares. Dividends already you know. It is the share in profit from a joint stock company given to the shareholder. Dividend is the share part of profit paid to the shareholder of a joint stock company. For example, I am Madhusudan. I have invested some 2 lakhs rupees in Reliance company shares. I have got some 500 shares with Reliance company. So once the company earns profit, at the end of the year they have to give me some dividend. So I need not go to the company to collect the dividend. If I inform my banker that, sir, I have got 500 shares in particular company, so at the end of the year I have to receive dividend, please look into that. Means the banker will intimate the company that Mr. Madhusudan is our account holder, our customer, so you have to pay dividend to this account. They will inform and we give the letter to the company also. So automatically when the company distributes the profits, when they declares the dividend, that dividend will be credited to my account, and whenever I need, I can withdraw it. So here what's happening? I need not go to that company. Company need not come to me. In between, bank is acting. That is why it is called as agency. Next, act as correspondent. Correspondent means doing some work on behalf of you, like collecting passports, okay, or some other work is done on behalf of you, some writing work is done, some documents are submitted on behalf of you. So like correspondent means exchange of communication between two persons. So bank will act as that communicator between two parties. Next, income tax consultancy means many times you see we earn some money. So whenever we earn, if your income is more than the normal standard, you have to pay tax to the government of India. That is income tax. Most of your parents may be paying, or your neighbors may be paying, or if you read the newspapers, you will understand what is income tax. Okay, income tax means tax on your income. So up to 5 lakhs income you need not pay. If any individual earns more than 5 lakhs, you have to pay tax. So that depends upon the various categories, whether you are a man or a woman, agriculture income or non-agriculture income, etc., etc. So many categories are there. In graduation, you will be learning what exactly income tax is and how it is to be calculated. You will learn in graduation. So income tax is tax on income. Suppose if I am earning yearly 10 lakhs rupees, I have to pay tax to government, but I don't know how to calculate it, how much I have to pay, what are the rates to be applied, what are the exemptions we can avail. So all these things we should know. So sometimes when we don't know how to calculate it, we can ask our banker, sir, I am your account holder. So these are my incomes. So please calculate my income and tell me the tax I have to pay. So the banker will do that. That is why he is called as income tax consultancy. Next, execution of standing orders. Standing orders doesn't mean order giving in standing. ठहर के ऑर्डर देना उसको ही बोलते हैं स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर. नो, स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर्स मीन्स द रिटन ऑर्डर्स गिवन बाय द कस्टमर टू द बैंक. रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट. स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर मीन्स द रिटन इंस्ट्रक्शन और द ऑर्डर given by the customer to the bank. Like for example, next month I have to pay LIC premium of 20,000. So I will write a letter to my bank manager, to the manager, Andhra Bank Koti so and so, I M Madhusudan bearing account number. So I have to pay rupees 20,000 to Life Insurance Corporation of India with respect to my policy number. So please make the payment as on 6th November. Then I will write down my account number, sign everything. I will give that letter to my bank. So because I have ordered my bank to make the payment, bank has to pay because I am the customer of that bank. When bank is making the payment, it will collect some fees or some commission from me. Okay, that is what called as execution of standing orders. Means whatever you say, the banker has to oblige only to the limit. Means whatever the payments it can make and whatever the amount you have got, accordingly you can use. Next, acts as trustee and executor. Trustee means many times you see people form a trust in order to manage a hospital, in order to manage a college or some school. They will create some fund, some members will be there, they deposit that money into the bank and out of the interest they receive, they have to make all the payments. For example, I want to establish a junior college based on trust where I don't collect money from the students, fees from the students. I would like to provide education at a reasonable rate, nominal rate or free. So I want to maintain. I have to pay every month lecturer salaries, rent to the building, etc., etc. So how to manage? Who has to take care of all these things? So what I will do is, I will deposit some 1 crore or 10 crores into my bank and I will make bank as trust. I will keep some XYZ junior college, trust is Andhra Bank. I have deposited some 10 lakhs or say 10 crores or 5 crores into that bank. So what the bank will do, whatever the interest they are receiving on that amount of deposit, out of that interest they will pay all the expenses of the college, lecturer salaries, rent, etc., etc. they will manage and they see that college is running in a smooth manner. That is called as trustee. And executor. Executor means the person who implements a instruction, who implements an order. Okay. The person who implements an order is called as an executor. Many a times we see that certain people write on the will that how their property is to be distributed among the family members. Okay. How the property is to be distributed among the family members. Okay. So they will write on the will that 20% of my property should go to my son, 10% to my daughter, 5% to my son-in-law, 5% as charity. They write on the will. They will die. Then who has to take care of the distribution? The person has written the will and it is registered and he died. So a bank will act as an executor if it is assigned of that job. Okay, so the lawyer will give that will to the bank stating that this is the proportion of the assets. So accordingly the bank will implement. Execution means, particularly we learn this word in software, execution of program means when you really implement the given instruction. So here a will is written, a will is drawn by the person, how the property is to be distributed. So accordingly he will execute. That means the property will be distributed among the family members and successors of the deceased person by the bank. It is a legal activity. So these were the agency services. acts as trustee and executor. Trustee means who manages a trust. Executor means the person who implements the will. W-I-L-L. I hope all of you know this meaning. Okay. In Urdu it is called as Wasiyat Nama. So when a person writes about the share in property, it is called as will. So the bank will execute its orders given by the person and distributes the property among the family members without any dispute. So these are the agency services under the category of secondary functions. So in our next class, we will be discussing about general utility services, right?